In today's dating world, men are constantly caught in a tug-of-war between chasing validation and standing on their value 1 minute. She's ignoring your text, acting cold, distant, or ghosting you entirely. Then, out of nowhere, she hits you up "Hey, stranger," a like on your post, or some casual message pretending like nothing ever happened, and suddenly you're stuck. Do you respond? Do you ignore her? Is this your second chance, or just another mind game? Here's the truth. Modern women test men, not always with words, but with space silence and mixed signals. And when you ignore her and she reaches out, she's not being nice. She's not being sweet. She's trying to see if you're the same guy she had wrapped around her finger, or if you finally become a man she can't control. This video isn't about playing games. It's about power, value, and timing. When a woman reaches out after ignoring you, it's a moment of leverage. If you fumble it, you lose respect. If you play it right, you flip the dynamic. She's not reaching out because she misses you. She's reaching out to check if you still miss her too many. Men fail this test because they're starving for connection. But this moment is about you. Not her, it's your move, and it's time to make it wisely. In the next sections, I'll walk you through exactly what to do, what not to do, and how to use her reaching out as the turning point in how she sees you from a guy she could forget to a man she starts to chase. Let's get into. She broke the silence first at 1. She broke the silence first when a woman reaches out to you first, after ignoring you. That's not random. That's not kindness. That's not nostalgia. That's power shifting. And the first thing you need to realize is this silence is her way of measuring your reaction. When she broke it, she didn't just send a message. She admitted something. She knows you're no longer chasing. She senses the shift in energy, and whether she wants to admit it or not, she felt your absence. She felt your distance. Women don't reach out to men. They don't think about. They reach out when curiosity, regret, or control creeps in. Now here's where most men mess it up. They see the message and jump at it. They smile, feel validated, and respond too quickly. That instant reply tells her everything she needs to know, that she still owns your mind, that the door she walked out of is still wide open, that you are just waiting like a loyal puppy for her to come back. Don't be that man. The fact that she broke the silence first gives you a massive advantage, but only if you know how to hold it. Women don't communicate the same way. Men do. That message might not even mean she wants to talk. Sometimes it's bait. She wants to see if you still care. She wants to know if ignoring you had any effect. So when you get that message, you've got to pause. Not because you're playing games, but because silence has now become your weapon. She used it. You survived it. Now you use it back. If you reply immediately, you're telling her that she still controls the rhythm of the relationship. But if you wait, if you think, if you assess, she starts questioning, why hasn't he answered? Is he over me? Did he move on? That tension builds desire, that confusion fuels attraction, and more importantly, it repositions you as the man who doesn't jump. Just because she blinked, you've got to reframe your mind. Her reaching out is not a signal to go backward. It's not an invitation to return to old dynamics. It's an opportunity to reset everything. You've now got the power to decide how the next interaction plays out. Do you give her the satisfaction of still having you on standby? Or do you become the man who only responds on his own time from a place of strength? Whatever you do, don't celebrate too early. Just because she sent a message doesn't mean she wants you back. Sometimes it's just a check-in, sometimes it's guilt, sometimes it's ego. Your response, or lack of it, will either put you back in her emotional control or push her into a place where she starts investing again. Let her feel your strength in your silence. Let her remember what it felt like when you stopped talking. That's how you win the moment. She breaks the "don't be too available" silence too. Don't be too available. One of the fastest ways to kill a woman's attraction after she reaches out is to make yourself too available the moment you become easy to reach. easy to predict and too eager to respond. You lose the edge that made her message you in the first place. If she reaches out after ignoring you, it means she's starting to wonder. She's starting to feel that space. But the moment you throw that door wide open and act like she never pulled away, you confirm to her that you were just waiting the whole time. And no woman respects a man who waits around for her approval. The problem with being too available is that it sends a loud message without you even saying a word. It tells her you have nothing going on. It tells her she still has emotional power over you. It tells her you haven't changed, and women are very tuned in to energy. They notice when you shift from focused and distant to suddenly obsessed and responsive. It reeks of desperation. The challenge is gone. The mystery is gone. And most importantly, the respect starts fading fast. Modern dating is built on options. She knows she has them. You should act like you have them too when she texts. You don't stop your life to reply. Don't clear your schedule just to talk. Don't rearrange your priorities just because she's finally showing interest. Make her feel that your time is not something she can demand whenever she feels like it. Let her see that your world didn't pause just because she remembered you existed. That's what keeps her chasing. You have to remember how she made you feel when she went quiet. She wasn't thinking about how her silence affected you. She wasn't losing sleep wondering how you'd interpret it. She was testing your strength, your patience, your emotional independence. So now that the pendulum is swinging back in your direction, you can't start moving like the same guy who once begged for her time. That version of you is dead. You're not trying to punish her. You're showing her that you're no longer emotionally dependent on her attention. You don't win her back by giving her everything she wants the moment she wants it. You win by staying grounded, by keeping your presence unpredictable, and by holding on to your life like it matters more than her approval. That's what makes her feel like she's stepping into your world. Not that you're constantly begging to re-enter hers. Availability kills mystery, and mystery is power. When she doesn't know what you're doing, who you're with, or how you feel about her, she starts investing emotionally just to figure it out. That's what flips the script. That's when she starts chasing. Not because you ignored her, but because she can't predict you anymore. This is how you take back control. Stop being always there. Make her earn her way back into your time, your mind, and your space. If you do, she'll feel the difference. And that difference is what makes her want you more than before. 3, check her intentions. Just check her intentions, because a woman reaches out to you doesn't mean she wants something real. A lot of men make the mistake of assuming that when she texts, calls, or likes your posts after going silent, she's trying to come back into your life for the right reasons. That's dangerous. You need to look deeper. You need to check her intentions before you give her access again. If you don't, you'll find yourself in the same cycle, being used emotionally and thrown away again once she gets what she came for. Women don't always reach out because they miss you. Sometimes they're bored. Sometimes the other guy disappeared. Sometimes they're just looking for attention, and sometimes it's their ego needing validation. Maybe she thought you'd chase. Maybe she expected you to be broken without her, but you didn't fold. You stayed silent now. Her curiosity is eating at her. That's not love. That's a test, and you can't treat it like a grand gesture. You need to slow down. Don't be blinded by the fact that she contacted you. Take a step back and observe her energy. Is she apologizing? Is she being consistent? Is she making an effort, or just dropping a lazy message to stir up your emotions? If she just sends, "Hey," or something meaningless, and then disappears again when you respond, that tells you everything. She wasn't trying to reconnect. She was just checking her power. You have to protect yourself from emotional traps. If a woman ignored you, ghosted you, or played games, she needs to earn her way back in. You don't just hand her trust like nothing happened. You don't act like her silence meant nothing. Your attention is valuable. Your presence is valuable. And if she wants a second chance, she needs to show real change. Not just in words, but in effort, consistency, and respect. Don't just assume she's come to her senses. Make her prove that her intentions are pure. That means don't jump straight into deep conversations. Don't open up emotionally right away. Keep the energy light and guarded. Ask questions, not directly, but through your responses and how you watch her actions. Is she initiating consistently? Is she checking in on how you're doing, or is she just trying to trigger you into chasing her again? The right intention is followed by action. If she wants something serious, she'll show up differently. She won't play hot and cold. She won't keep you guessing, and she definitely won't disappear again the moment you show interest. But if she's just trying to use you as a temporary fix for her boredom or ego, she'll fade fast once she feels like she's still got you. Be sharp, be cold if necessary. Don't let her confuse you with kindness. Kindness without consistency is manipulation. You're not here to be tested. You're here to be respected. If she's not moving with intention, she's not worth your attention. She reached out, but now it's your job to find out why. And if the reason doesn't serve your value, don't respond to make her work for your time. Make her work for your time. Time is the most expensive currency you have as a man. And the moment you start giving it out too easily, especially to a woman who previously ignored you, you lose your value in her eyes. When a woman disappears and then suddenly reaches out again, it's not your job to make her feel comfortable. It's her job to prove she deserves access to you again. That means from the moment she sends that first message, she has to earn your time. If you give it to her freely, she learns nothing. But if she has to work for it, she respects it. You see, most men are conditioned to believe that if a woman shows them even the smallest sign of attention, they should drop everything and respond with full enthusiasm. But that's weakness, that's emotional neediness. And a woman can smell it a mile away when you give a woman your time without making her earn it. You're telling her that you don't value yourself enough to be selective. You're telling her that you'll reward her even after she pulled away, ghosted, or played games, and that makes you forgettable. Here's how you flip the script when she reaches out. Don't chase. Don't ask her how she's been. Don't rush into deep conversation. Instead, stay cool, calm, and brief. Let her feel the difference. Let her sense that you're not operating from the same place you once were. If she wants more than a casual response, let her show more effort. Let her follow up. Let her ask questions. Let her initiate plans. And until she does, don't give her more than she's giving you. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about holding your standards as a man. If you want to be respected, you have to move like a man who respects himself. First, that means your time is not automatically available just because she showed up again. She has to earn it. Through consistency, respect, and intention, you should be busy building your life, focused on your goals, moving with purpose. If she wants to be part of that, she has to match your pace. She has to show that she's not here just to pass time or feel good for the moment. She has to prove she wants to rebuild something real. And you don't reward that with words. You reward that with gradual access to your world, not all at once, bit by bit, as she shows you who she is. And if she doesn't work for it, if she fades after not getting your full attention right away, then you already have your answer. She wasn't serious. She wasn't genuine. She just wanted to know if she still had you. And when she saw she didn't, she lost interest. That's not a loss. That's a win, because now you're not wasting time on someone who only came back to feed her ego. Your time is power. Make her earn it. Like it's rare because it control the pace. Is 5, control the pace. When a woman who previously pulled away reaches out again, most men make one critical mistake. They let her set the pace. They let her decide when things move fast, when things slow down, and how deep the connection goes. And that's how men lose their power. The moment you let her take control of the speed you hand over leadership, you become reactive, and once you're reacting instead of leading, you're no longer the man she was curious about. You've turned back into the guy she lost interest in. You must understand something powerful here. The person who controls the pace controls the relationship. Women are emotional. They move based on how they feel in the moment. So if she's feeling lonely, she may want all your attention today. But the moment that feeling fades, so does her interest. Unless you've been leading the connection, not just following her emotional waves. That's why when she reaches out, it's your job to slow things down. You can't match her energy. You can't dive head first just because she suddenly wants to talk. That's how she tests you, by seeing how quickly you fall under the pressure of her renewed attention. Controlling the pace means you stay in the driver's seat. You decide when you reply. You decide how deep the conversations go. You decide how often you meet and how emotionally available you become. And here's the key. Do it all in a calm, nonchalant way. Don't talk about it. Don't explain why you're being slow. Just be that way. Keep your energy smooth, consistent, and mysterious. Make her wonder why you're not rushing back in. Make her curious that curiosity becomes emotional investment. That investment builds attraction. Let her feel that you're no longer emotionally available on demand. Let her see that you're not just waiting for her to snap her fingers and have you back. This subtle shift in power forces her to lean in. It forces her to question what's changed. And that question is exactly what sparks the desire. She lost not because you're playing games, but because you're moving like a man who values his emotions and doesn't hand them out to just anyone who disappears and reappears. A practical way to control the pace is to mirror her energy, but slightly less. If she sends long messages, respond shorter. If she tries to talk every day, slow it to every few days. If she wants to meet up fast, push it back. Not to punish her, but to protect yourself and to make her realize she's not entitled to your access. This makes you stand out because every other man is moving too fast. Every other man is trying to win her back, but you're letting her earn it slowly. You're not chasing validation anymore. You're protecting your peace. You're leading. And when a woman sees a man who controls the emotional tempo, she either levels up or fades out either way. You don't remind her of the past. Win 6 don't remind her of the past. One of the worst things a man can do when a woman who ignored him comes back is to start dragging the past into the conversation the moment she reaches out. And you bring up how she disappeared, how she ghosted you, or how much she hurt you. You give her the upper hand without even realizing it. You think you're expressing how you feel, but what you're really doing is showing her that she still has emotional control over you. A woman knows exactly what she did. If she ghosted, ignored, pulled away, or played, you trust me, it wasn't an accident. She did it consciously. So when she returns and you start asking, why did you leave? Why didn't you reply? Why did you stop caring? You instantly reveal that you've been sitting in pain, waiting for her to explain herself. That desperation ruins your image. You go from being mysterious and powerful to looking like a man who never moved on. Real power is quiet when she comes back. You don't need to remind her of the past. She's already thinking about it. She's already wondering why you never chased, why you didn't break down, why you didn't fight for her. And that silence is what brings her back in the first place. Your calm response to her absence is what makes her second guess walking away. So the moment you act emotional or bitter about it, you break the illusion of strength if she wants to explain herself. Let her, but don't dig for answers. Don't sit there trying to make sense of what already happened. That part of the story is done. Your job now is to keep your focus forward. Watch her actions. See what she does now. That tells you more than any explanation ever will. Because even if she gives you a reason, if her behavior hasn't changed, her words mean nothing. Another mistake men make is using the past to punish her. They respond coldly. They throw sarcasm. They say things like, "Oh, now you care." Or, "Look who decided to show up." That might feel like payback in the moment, but all it really does is kill the vibe. It makes her feel judged. Not attracted, women are emotional. They move toward what feels good. If she senses resentment, she'll pull away again, not because she doesn't deserve it, but because she doesn't want to sit under guilt. If you really want her to feel the weight of her past actions, the best way is to move on. Like it never happened. Not because you've forgotten, but because you've risen above it. That doesn't mean trust her immediately. It just means you don't have to talk about it. Let her wonder how you became so emotionally untouchable that silence will speak louder than anything you could say. If you want power, don't bring up the past. Let her live in it while you walk ahead of it. Keep your emotions in check. 7. Keep your emotions in check. When a woman who previously ignored you decides to reach out again, the first thing she's unconsciously looking for is emotional control. She wants to know if you're still emotionally available, if you've been waiting, if you're angry, bitter, or even desperate. Whatever emotion you show first gives her insight into how much control she still has over you. And that's where most men fail. They wear their emotions like a badge, thinking it will make her understand respect or feel guilty. It never does. It only makes you look weak. Emotional control is power in modern dating, especially in situations where the woman once walked away or lost interest. Your ability to remain calm, composed, and indifferent is what separates you from the average man. Most men either come off too excited, too hurt, or too cold. All three are emotional extremes, and women pick up on that instantly. If you respond too eagerly, she thinks you're easy. If you come off too hurt, she knows she still affects you, and if you go cold and bitter, she sees it as emotional immaturity. Either way, you lose the edge. What you need to master is emotional neutrality. This doesn't mean you don't feel anything. It means you control what you express. You never want her to feel like she's walking into an emotional storm when she returns. That kind of energy pushes women away. No matter how much they say, they just want honesty. What they're really attracted to is a man who is emotionally grounded, a man who can acknowledge the situation but not be consumed by it, a man who doesn't need validation, closure, or apology to move forward. Here's what emotional control looks like when she texts you. You don't rush to reply. When you reply, your tone is calm and collected, not excited or passive-aggressive. If she tries to stir up the past, you don't engage. If she offers small talk, you don't dive deep. Unless she's showing real consistency, you don't ask her where she's been. You don't demand explanations, and you don't overshare what you've been through emotionally. Why? Because you're not trying to prove anything. You're showing her through your restraint that you've grown. And more importantly, that you've moved control also means you don't let her presence throw off your routine. If you are focused on your goals, keep going. If you are building new habits, stay consistent. The second she feels like she can re-enter your life and shift your focus, she knows she can pull your strings whenever she wants. That's not attractive, it's predictable and predictable. Men don't hold attention for long. Attraction is fueled by emotional contrast. When she comes in with a spark of interest and you respond with calm control, you create tension. That tension is powerful. It makes her question wonder chase. But if you react emotionally, whether positive or negative, you kill that tension. You reveal your cards too early if you want to stay in control. Master your emotions, respond with logic, move with discipline, and let her feel that she's dealing with a man, not a boy, craving emotional reassurance. In the end, when a woman. Conclusion reaches out to you after pulling away, Your response determines everything. Don't chase, don't beg for explanations, and don't hand over your emotional control. Keep things calm, don't dwell on the past, and maintain your self-respect. Make her earn your attention and let her prove she's worthy of your time. You're in control of your life, your time, and your emotions. If she wants back in, she needs to match your energy, your values, and your pace. You set the rules, she needs to follow them. Never forget your power lies in your restraint.